What's up, guys? Welcome to my channel. Today we got a 2011 Hyundai Sonata GDI 2.4 liter engine. We got an alternator issue. The alternator is jammed up, so the engine won't turn over. So there's a part number on the alternator that I'm going to use. I'm using the brand Remy. They give me a lifetime warranty. So I'm going to show you a full guide how to replace this alternator. This alternator costed me $275. That's my cost, mechanic shop cost. So you might be paying a little bit more than that. But if you can find that deal, very good. If you can find it cheaper than that, very good. So we got two bolts. One goes here, the other one goes right there. And this is little compressed in little guy right here. So we need to push this back. I'll show you how to do that. We got this bolt in the back. This is a main hot wire cable. So this has power all the time coming from the battery. We got a 3-pin connector there. Make sure you check your fuse with the alternator. I'll look into that, but we really don't have an issue with that. And because we know this alternator is jammed, it does not want to turn anymore. So you're gonna see a full guide how to replace alternator on this vehicle. Let's go inside. I already took off the belt. I'll show you how to put the belt back in, and you just reverse the procedure. Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so to begin with, we're gonna disconnect the battery. Make sure you disconnect the battery. If you don't, you're gonna short circuit and blow fuses, and you don't want that. Anyways, so the tensioner is this bottom pulley, this smooth pulley. So it's a 14mm goes on that. You pull it and take off the belt, and as you can see, my alternator does not want to move at all. It's jammed up. So we're gonna take off this 14, and just to be on the safe side, you might want to remove this vacuum pipe right here. So just twist on this. This is plastic. You don't want to break it, so take it easy. This thing can easily cost about 100 or so bucks. So let's take off this vacuum pipe and try not to hit this little guy, because you're gonna break that, then you're screwed. Anyways, what I'm gonna do is I'm also gonna take off down here. I am gonna take off that AC compressor connector, just so, oh, maybe we don't have to, but just in case the alternator falls on there, it might yank that cable. So, well, that's the AC compressor connector right there. So push on the tab, and that goes out of the way. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna disconnect this sensor also. Just leave it to the side, it's okay. And some of you guys might think this is not necessary steps, but to be on the safe side, you always want to be on the safe side. Let's remove that 10 down here. 10mm. What that's gonna do is gonna let us move this thing around, this AC line, and we're gonna be able to take this off. And there's a bolt in the bottom. We're also gonna take off this guy. So 14, and I believe this is 14, and we'll see what's down here. It's got to be 14. That's going to be from the bottom. And then right back here, I should be able to disconnect this little guy. I'm trying to disconnect that connector from right here. Okay, we should be able to bring that around with this. And from right here, I could feel it. It's like a 12mm. The main bolt, this little guy. Okay, I'm gonna try to take that off from right back there. And also, I want to try to disconnect it. I don't want to disconnect it right now, because I can push on that connector really easy. Yeah. But we have more than enough space for it to come forward. What I got next is this 14mm right here. Let's see if at least I can loosen this guy up, and then we'll jack up the vehicle and go to the one in the bottom. It's pretty loose, nice and loose. Look at that, it's like butter. Okay, let's lift this line up, and the bolt will go right under it and come right up. Let's put it over here. Now I'm gonna go try to get number 12 and try to take off that bolt if I can. If not, we're gonna bring this alternator, turn it, and get everything off. So I went and got this number 12 gear wrench. It's flexible head. So we're gonna put it right on this bolt right here. It does have a like a plastic boot right on the top. So move that out of there. I already did that. And let's see if I could get this guy to go right on it. So do disconnect that AC compressor connector. That's gonna give you a little bit of extra space. Okay. This guy is loose. Whoa, that was easy. That's a piece of cake. And so all we got is that connector left back there, and a 1 bolt in the bottom. And this baby is all loose. And if you already got the battery disconnected, there you go. This guy's out. So that's the number 12 there. And there you go. Got the wiring out of the way. Now we're gonna jack up the vehicle. Okay, we got the vehicle up in the air. And right from down here, you're gonna have a whole bunch of covers. You're missing covers. So if you have covers, you gotta remove them, okay? From down here, you can fish out everything, okay? See the connector back there and everything. You can see from down here. These pipes are blocking my way, but the 12mm bolt we took from the back, you can get it all from down here. So this vehicle will have covers that you might have to take off, like these all broken. So got my long ratchet with a deep 14, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our wrench right onto that 14mm on the alternator, and we're gonna bang out that bolt, and the alternator should be all loose after that. And the only thing we have is the connector in between. Let's see if this baby comes out. It doesn't want to come out yet. It's still rough. Let me get this guy. So I'm gonna get the socket off my ratchet, try to turn it with the socket. There you go. Not so bad. Come on, baby. There you go, long bolt, and it comes right out. Bang, zoom. We're gonna leave it down here. We're gonna go bring the car down, and we're gonna start working on the top now. What we're gonna do is we're gonna remove one more thing. You see this idler pulley? It's a 14mm. We're gonna turn this guy. The reason why I want to remove this is because you see the little bit of clearance. It will give us a little bit more clearance, and that should work in our favor. I do have video how to change this tensioner down here, the tensioner down below, and this idler pulley. Part number, everything is in the video. So if you guys need to do that, you can check out my other videos. Just put in tensioner pulley and idler pulley, or be the mechanic as a search in the search bar. You will find it. So we're gonna take this guy off. Come on, baby. Okay, it's turning with it. Yeah, that's what I'm liking. Turning with it, baby. Okay, stopped. So what we're gonna do is still going, still going. It is tricky. It's a bit tricky. There you go. It's almost out. You might think you don't have to remove this guy, but I would suggest a few extra things can save you a lot of money and headaches. Okay, a little bit more, like 1 or 2 more threads, and the guy is out. There you go, he's out. There you go, he's out. So our alternator should be all loose. We should be able to take this guy out. Should be nothing else, but we still got the connector in there, but then we got a lot of free play over here for it to come forward. And we might get a pry bar and pry it a bit. So take a pry bar and yank it a bit. There you go. Okay, here you go. It's coming. push it a bit more with the pry bar. Try not to damage nothing. Make sure it doesn't hit anywhere on this side. Okay, we have enough clearance here. Okay. Oh, we dropped our rubber piece. This rubber vacuum line, cannot lose this guy. Okay. This is gonna be the hard part, trying to get this guy out of there. And the reason is this little guy. You see this little guy? So we're gonna compress this guy back in when we put the new one in. Okay, taking a small break. What am I hitting in the bottom? I don't want to hit nothing. Do not want to hit nothing. Let's see. Let me work some magic. Some magic here. Sometimes wiggling it sideways will help. Meaning this way, right to left, right to left. Okay. Oof, this thing is stuck onto that guy. Okay, so let me work some magic, and once it pops out, we'll lift it up. So I forced it a bit, and this guy just came forward. Let's see if I can lift it up. Another thing is, you know what? I'm gonna take off this coolant line here too, and do not hit that radiator guy. You will break that. That'd be another big mess there. So let's see if we have more than enough clearance or not. Take this bad boy up this way, but we're gonna lift it this way. See that connector now? We should be able to somehow, some way remove that guy. There you go. Everything is out of the way. So now we're gonna lift this thing up straight up. If we have enough clearance, it should come up. Okay, so it's not giving us enough clearance, but we should have enough clearance. Don't want to break nothing. Just want to turn it around so I can grab it from the pulley to lift it up. So let's see. How far can I get? Okay, this thing does not want to come out. Okay, what about this guy? Can we remove this guy? Nope, we cannot remove that guy. We don't want to damage the AC line. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take off this little guy to be on the safe side. Let's take off this plunger. So we're gonna just pry this guy out a bit without breaking. Okay, it looks like it's a 10 millimeter, and the arm should come out. Okay, got a good idea. Okay, so one pin connector to this guy. Is it to this guy? Nope, that goes somewhere else. So we're gonna take out the two 10 millimeters. So we're gonna take this guy off. And take this guy off. It's better to take extra things off than break things and then end up paying for that stuff. So we got this guy off. That should give us a bit clearance, but we're gonna take off that valve in the bottom too. So this bracket is part of it. So what we're gonna do with this guy is we're gonna just lift it up and leave it here. Now we need to take off this guy. This guy has a 10 millimeter right underneath here. So we're gonna disconnect this, the valve connector, the solenoid, which I cannot tap open. There you go, got it, got that baby. So what we're gonna do is right down here underneath this you have another 10 millimeter for this guy. Once I remove that, this guy should be moving around This is gonna give me almost like 2 inches here. 2 inches of space. Let's put this guy right here. So check this out, guys. Look at this. That's how you're gonna remove it, okay? And we're done there. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take a look at the new alternator. Okay, guys, so we got our new alternator, and remember, we're gonna push this guy back and this guy back. And how are we gonna do that? We're gonna take our old bolt, stick it on here. We're gonna put that on, and it's not in all the way, so let me go get a tool for this. Okay, just hold tight, guys, hold tight. What I need is my little drill here. Once you get that on, make sure you have a good amount of threads. I'm gonna go get a hammer. Just hold on to this guy and tap it back, and it should go back flush up with the surface there. Let's take this guy off, and we're gonna switch positions. We're gonna switch it to this side here, and we're gonna do the same thing. Catch a couple of threads, and there you go. Okay, this one wasn't so far out anyway, so it's all right. It's always good to be on the safe side. Let's take this guy off. Okay, now we're gonna do the same thing and reverse the procedure. So let me put the camera facing down. Okay, let's take off this little guy. I am gonna be using an old bolt because I see things better. I'm not gonna go switch up a socket just for this guy, so I'm gonna use the old nut there. So next procedure is for us to get this guy in there, and this alternator has to sit in this direction down there. So you can always twist it around in there, down there, once it's down there. So we're gonna take this guy. Okay, this plunger here is gonna play games with us. It's all right, he can play all the games he wants. Okay, all the games he wants. You just don't want to break it, so let's go underneath it, and then I'm gonna yank the AC line, and there it is. We got our alternator down there, and this guy a bit this way. Okay, now we need to figure out the position that it's gonna be in. The position that it's gonna be in. Let me see. How is it gonna be? Remember the bottom bolt? It has a little slant, open groove in the bottom, so you always can put the bottom bolt in now. But it's all right. We're gonna start from up here, and we're gonna get this guy in. There you go. Got it right where I wanted this guy. And what we're gonna do is let's let it sit right where we want it at. Let's take off this bolt for now. Bolt off. Okay, the bottom is not going where we want it to go. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put the bottom in first, but this plunger wants to kill me. Okay, you know what? Cha-ching, bad guy. Put a tie on this guy. Handcuff this guy. Okay, so what we're gonna do is, there you go. The bottom's on and the top's on. Wow, 2 birds with 1 stone. Okay, I think I did this wrong with this bolt. I did it wrong. So what we're gonna do is from the bottom up. So try to get this bolt underneath this AC line, and then you can simply just yank it up, line it, and it will go right in. There you go. Bada bing, bada boom. So what I want to do at this moment is I want to make sure my connectors, lines, everything is in its spot. So I got that guy in. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the original nut and put it there. And while we at it, the 12mm wrench, where did I put it? It's right down here. So we're gonna go in back of this. We're gonna tighten that bolt up. There you go. I'll double check it from the bottom. And our connector for this little guy, there you go. Make sure it clicks in. So we got this guy in. What I'm gonna do is I am gonna try to get this guy in a bit more. Okay, so it's loose. It's just enough so it can wiggle around. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start putting these guys back into their spot. So number 10 for this guy. Go. Just enough tightness on that is good. So I gotta cut this off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cut this guy off. Remember, this guy goes with it, just like that. Okay. And 2 number 10s. Let me grab my socket. Should have gotten the socket first. Okay, so let's put this together just like so. Okay, nothing is going through. Why things are not going through. There you go. So I got that guy in. And then we got this second bolt here. There you go. Tight, tight. Okay. While we at it, we got this one connector here. We're gonna put in our vacuum line, just like that. Bang, baby sin. So I need to tighten this and get the bolt in the bottom. Okay, so the final step on the bolts is this guy in the bottom. Remember, our alternator is still loose, it's just wiggling around. We should be able to move this guy around. And what we're gonna do is just go around this cover here. We're gonna catch the threads on this guy. So we're gonna tighten this bolt up with the ratchet. So let me get my ratchet ready here. So here's my ratchet. Let's put it on position. This thing is about 40-minute job. If you can do it yourself, you can get it done for around 175 bucks, whatever the part. So when you tighten this, you're gonna feel that. Remember we hit it with the hammer, so now that little groove is gonna come back and retract back. Bada bing, bada boom. This is nice and tight. We're gonna go back up, tighten the back up. Remember we took off the AC compressor connector. We can put it down right now because you're looking right at it. So here comes our final steps. So, oh, this is too big. So the bottom is tight and the top needs to go in. That's the noise of this little guy slipping back. Remember we hammered it originally. And there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. Double check your connector. We are gonna check the alternator output as soon as we're done. So we're gonna take this pulley. Remember, this pulley is not so easy. There you go. She's going. Bada bing, bada boom. And we're gonna lock up this bolt. Okay, we got that in. Double check all of your work. We're gonna put the bolt on this last. So we got this alternator solid, we got this vacuum line connector, AC compressor connector, alternator connector, the 12-volt cable in the back is connected, pulleys in, bada bing, bada boom. We're gonna go get the belt. So here's our belt diagram, guys, if you need to know. That's how simple it is. I'm gonna go in the vehicle, put the belt on, and once I have rerouted everything, I'll show you, pull the tensioner and put the belt back on. Okay, so we're all done. So right here's the tensioner. All you're gonna do is you're gonna yank it and you're gonna lift it upward and slip the belt on. I slipped it onto this, but in the bottom you can slip it onto the smooth pulley. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't forget to put the number 10 there. Don't forget to put this little guy back in. Don't forget to put your coolant line back in, very important. And the cover goes on. So once you start the car up, once you put this guy together, start the car, put the voltmeter, positive, negative. It should be above 13 volts. Okay, it could be 1315, 1312, 1349. Usually it's above 1350, and anything above 13 is good. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully you guys are able to do this guy on your own and for the future's sake. Bye bye. See you guys in the next one.